Being attached to expectations and engaging in old perfectionistic behaviors is creating undue suffering for myself during this COVID-19 pandemic. Can you relate? My name is Jessica Scalzo with Compassionate Peer Counseling. I'm going to use real life example to demonstrate how being attached to expectations and goals and outcomes can create a lot of undue suffering for ourselves. I like to use real life examples in peer counseling, and in fact, this is one of the powerful tools that we use as peer counselors because it helps us to be relatable to the peers that we are counseling. When I use a real life example, a peer can relate to my story. They can realize that I've gone through some of the things that they're going through. And they also can see that I have worked through some of those things. And this can provide hope that it's possible to work through these things. And here's real life examples of how to do it. What I was speaking about at the very beginning was about expectations and being fused and attached to expectations and also perfectionistic behaviors. Well, what's wrong with expectations? Nothing really. Goals, expectations, plans, visions, in and of themselves, there's nothing wrong with these things. What can cause a problem is when we become attached and fused with our expectations and outcomes. Expectations and plans and goals and dreams can be very motivating and very helpful. They can motivate us to take action. And so they can be very positive. It's when we're so attached to them that we are not present anymore, that we are not able to check in and see what the moment requires, that we will just push to make sure that we accomplish the plan exactly as we have it laid out and accomplish the expectation exactly as we see it is needed in our own mind. And what creates suffering and pain, well, pain is normal. What creates suffering is when I'm so attached to an outcome or an expectation and it doesn't manifest. This is when we create suffering. Because in life, things change all the time. And it's not the fact that things change that makes and creates suffering in our lives. It's the fact that I'm so attached to having a certain outcome and then it doesn't happen that creates suffering in my life. So let's talk about recently. With COVID-19 in Washington State and most states in the country right now, people are staying at home. I'm working from home. I'm working on social media marketing. And being at home, I had all these ideas that I was going to get this done and get that done, and I had a certain plan of how it was going to work out, and I had certain expectations for what I was going to accomplish each day and what was going to get accomplished each week and so on. Well, in the middle of a pandemic, things are changing constantly. And also, it's a change to be at home. I'm in a 500 square foot studio with my partner, and I also care about my community and want to help during the COVID-19 pandemic. I also care about relationships with family and friends. And so there's a lot of things that may be interrupting or take the place of my plans and my goals and my expectations. In and of itself, there's nothing wrong with this. What was creating suffering for me, though, was being so attached to these plans and these outcomes and these expectations that when life happened and interruptions come in, I start to feel very anxious and very agitated and very disappointed. The thing I feel the most is just deeply unsatisfied. Luckily, I have some practice and I was able to see I am really attached to these plans that I have, to these expectations, to these outcomes. And because it's not turning out the way that I had expected it to turn out, all these feelings are coming up for me. Another thing that I noticed that was happening, which is actually even more important to me than maybe the undue suffering that I'm causing, is the fact that I'm not being present. I'm missing my life because I'm so attached to an outcome. I'm so focused on the goal, the outcome, and the plan, and my expectation for how the plan is going to go, that I'm off in my head trying to force these things to happen instead of being present in my life as it's unfolding and as it's happening. And what can happen when myself or anybody is so hyper-focused on the outcome and on the goal is that we miss out on most of our lives, because most of our lives are the journey, are the process. This is something that is quite a habit for me. I've done this so much in athletics, I've done this in school, I've done this in work, and I noticed I was doing it again. Another thing that happens when I become hyper-focused on the outcome is that I actually might miss some crucial insight and wisdom that comes to me in the moment if I was being present during the process. And this wisdom and this insight, one, it's growth. It helps me grow. So I miss out on that if I'm so focused on the outcome. Two, it might actually be insight that helps me to better achieve my goals and my dreams. And because I'm so focused on the outcome and pushing through in the way that I think it's supposed to be, I'm missing out on this crucial insight. Another thing that can happen is that I will cause more suffering to myself because I'm not checking in with what my body's telling me. And I've talked about this in a prior video about forcing things to happen. I will link that video here if anybody wants to watch that. If I'm not present in the moment, then I'm ignoring all my body's signals. My body might be needing something that I'm not giving it. It could be rest, it could be exercise, it could be food, it could be water, it could be connecting with friends and family. It could be a whole multitude of things, and I miss out on the signals because I'm focused only on the outcome of something and I'm not present for the process. I think a lot of us can relate. What do I do when I notice that this is happening, and what did I do in this situation? The first thing, the most important thing to make change is awareness. Awareness is crucial. As soon as I bring awareness to a situation, which once was fused, becomes detached, and space is created. Fresh air can get through. And the most important thing with awareness is that as soon as I bring awareness to any situation, I am no longer the situation. Let me give an example. If I am thinking, here I am fused, if I am thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, I don't know enough, then this is my truth. I'm believing this to be true. As soon as I bring awareness and notice my thoughts, I am no longer the thought. Now I notice I'm having the thought, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, and I don't know enough. So instead of being not good enough, being not smart enough, being someone that's not doing enough, now I'm just having the thought of all these things. And that is a crucial difference. And that is really where healing and change begin. So when I've created this awareness, that's created this space, now I have choice. Before, when I was fused with the thought, I didn't have choice. I believed the thought, I accepted it as truth, and then I engaged in behaviors that reinforced this thought. I engage in these behaviors of going off into my head, overthinking something, and forcing these plans to happen. Because if they don't happen and I don't meet these expectations, then all of these thoughts are true. I I have to do these things so that I can prove that I am good enough, I am doing enough, and I do know enough. Now, when I notice that, well, this is just a thought, now I have choice. I can come back to the present moment and I can check in. What is actually needed in this moment? I can surrender to the moment and what it has to offer. Do I need to keep working on this project? Do I need to actually call a family member and connect? Do I need to take a break right now because I'm getting a headache? Do I need to drink some water because I'm dehydrated? Now I'm creating choice, and I am creating an opportunity to actually take care of myself. And now I'm actually open to insight and wisdom that can come to me that might actually help me to better achieve the goals and the vision that I have. This is something that we talk about and practice a lot in peer counseling because it's very easy to become attached to thoughts and ideas and behaviors. And if this is something that you notice that you are getting stuck with or that you are having trouble with, please reach out to Compassionate Peer Counseling. Maybe check out the website and learn more information about me and see if peer counseling is something you would like to try. If you want to, the website is www.compassionatepeercounseling.com. I would love to talk more about this with you. I appreciate your attention, and there will be more videos to come soon. Take care.